Howdy, y'all. It's Curious Raven. I hope y'all have had a good weekend. Today we have some haunted house stories for you. Number 1. I live with 24 people in a co-op house. Our house is a historic mansion built in 1854. We have an expansion unfurnished basement. In one corner of the room, it is used as a maintenance room. It is the most darkest room in our house. I hang out down there a lot, 99% of the time alone. I do work in restorative glazing, where I repair and restore windows of historic value. The oldest ones I have done are 180 years old. I'm in the middle of giving the room a huge makeover. I am reorganizing, purging a bunch of things, and have moved out 2 huge metal cabinets, a 4-tier wall shelf, as well as I have moved those 2 tables. This is important later. I have recognized down there the presence of spirits, but I've never felt it so intensely, like that I have felt actually disturbed. It's more like something in the background, and I'm conscious of it, but I just shrug. It's like I just coexist with the energies. I always work down there alone and have never felt afraid of anything. The work I do is out of love for keeping the windows crafted by the carpenters of their time alive. And I think that's why, despite how much I am disturbing their environment, I'm alright in their book. Parenthetically, I did rent a place once where I lived with spirits, and the energy was very intense, which is a different story entirely. But on my move-out date, I asked the homeowner about it, and he confirmed with me 2 specific ghosts that live there with many stories. It was the first time I felt the presence of spirits. With the mansion, I do not feel the presence of anything of the other world, anywhere else but a suite on the 3rd floor, which I had actually been intent on believing is cursed. Come to find out and learn that there have been multiple suicides in the suite that were spaced 30 years apart. This is just my experience in recognizing the presence of spirits. In the few times I have felt them, I have not been wrong. Many other people are on this sub I see have that too. Like, I realize this basement room is really creepy in the traditional sense, and I don't want this to come off as I only think it's inhabited by spirits, because it is just creepy in the traditional sense. I sincerely feel them there, but I've never been actually creeped out by anything. That was until tonight. So 2 things. As I mentioned, I moved a lot of stuff around. I made a lot of noise, a lot of banging, a ton of ruckus, giving this room makeover 2 straight days, and I'm not even done. I was in the middle of taking a break from heaving and throwing shit around, sitting down and writing a draft for the workshop I teach, when all of a sudden I felt this feeling of absolute dread, like so intense. Like I was being watched by somebody I'd really pissed off, and they were standing right behind me. It really shook me so badly I panicked, grabbed my things, and bolted all the way out the basement. See that little door there that is opened? Before now, it was obstructed by a shelving unit, so it stayed shut. It gets hot as hell in the basement because the boiler is right there, and that small door opens up to a drafty crawl space that lets in a little bit of air. So I've been keeping the door open. Before now, it's always stayed shut. So it is possible I pissed off one of the basement spirits by being so loud, or maybe as a new, more bitter spirit has wandered in through the space I opened. I didn't know the latter was possible until I was doing some research earlier. How can I calm them down there? I need to work down there, but I am so shaken right now to go down there, but I need to get some work done. I seriously have never felt this way when I've been down there, and I spend a lot of time in that room. It's really inconvenient. How do I fix this? Number 2. 3 years ago, I was alone at home. My parents were out shopping, and I was watching videos on YouTube. That day, around 11 a.m., I heard something fall in the hallway. I look and notice that it's medicine. My parents arrive and I ask them where the medicine was. They tell me it was in the medicine cupboard, which was half open, that it was in the back of one of the floors behind some medicines. It was summer, there was no wind, and even fewer windows open. A week later, alone again for same reason watching YouTube, I hear a door slam on the floor above. Because yes, I was on the ground floor. My dog, who was with me, ran into my room, maybe out of fear, which he never does. Then I hear a switch go wrong, and then another door, and another, and it wouldn't stop. About 15 minutes later, things calm down. My dog sticks his head out of the room, looks left, right, and then goes back into the bedroom. Weird. And it starts again. The doors and the switches, the intense stress of my dog and me. And after a few minutes, which seemed like an eternity, nothing. I call my father petrified, who tells me to go upstairs and see if a window is open. My dog sticks his head out, looks around, then leaves. I go out too. I go upstairs. No windows open and no lights on. The doors, for their part, were haphazard, even though they were all closed at the base. On the day of this event, I was 11 years old. And if you have any rational explanations, I'm all ears. Number 3. So me and my family, my mom, stepfather, and sister, live in a new build, meaning we are first owners and been living here for some while. Even though there have been times where I felt watched or a presence somehow when I was home alone, I shrugged it off as normal. But whenever I'm chilling in our living room and home alone, I suddenly hear sort of thud from the other side of the house from an unused room where my nephew sleeps when they come over. Nothing too serious. I thought until recently when I was eating in the dinner room and my stepfather was on the couch in the living room and my mother in the kitchen finishing food. I forgot to mention, there was half of a watermelon on our counter with a knife in it. Suddenly I just see a hole and the knife from the watermelon literally is thrown into the middle of the kitchen at least 2 meters away. Nobody even touched the watermelon and the knife was stabbed into it. So I don't think the wind could have thrown a knife out of a watermelon, especially due to the weight of the knife, and that was pretty unexplainable for me. Since that event, whenever I go past a certain point in our hallway, I feel uncomfortable and watched. Can someone explain what could have caused the knife to fly out like that? Number 4. When we bought the townhouse 9 years ago, we called it Lucky Number 13 in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. It was a bargain. We found a beautiful black cat around the neighborhood and called her Mama Cat. One day my mom was talking to one of the neighbors who shared a bit of history about the place. The first owner was a woman named Grace, who was savagely murdered in this townhouse. The realtor didn't disclose the information to us. Her murder is unresolved. I believe her story was aired on Unsolved Mysteries of Grace Stinson. I also found out that the other people who leased or owned the property have problems. I'm not sure if they were paranormal, but they were all subjected to unfortunate events. I am not sensitive to spirits, but my sister is. She felt Grace's presence, but also something menacing. We had the home blessed and cleansed it often. My relationship with my sister deteriorated while we both lived there. We both had mental health issues and substance abuse issues. I'm not sure if this home had anything to do with these problems. We were very opposite in our personalities. Is there anything else you can recommend me to do to help this townhouse find peace? My sister just moved out, and now it's my turn to try to find some happiness there. I don't have the financial support my sister does. I'm disabled and live on $1,050 a month. I'm going to have it appraised when I get there. I feel like I should tell the realtor about the murder. Another problem is that my sister has caused a lot of damage to the 3rd floor, which was all hers. It needs to be completely redone, so that will also lower the value. I can go into many details, but I'm hoping to find a way to stay there. I still love it a lot. Thank you for reading this. I know it was a long post. P.S. I still get mail for Grace. Number 5. I have been seeing a ghost around my house for the past week. He's around 6 foot tall and wears a yellow shirt, red flannel, black jacket, and black pants. His face is devoid of features and has only eyes and a large mouth. His skin is black and opaque. I see him around 5 times a day staring at me with a blank expression. I am scared, and I don't know what to do about it. My method of getting rid of him is just crying until he goes away. My boyfriend cannot see him, and the man disappeared when he walked into him. I notice it's the same colors as shown on the German flag. My boyfriend is German, so maybe that has significance. I would like information on this, please. If you can respond with assistance, that would be nice. I don't believe he is attached to the room. I have seen him outside at a nearby pond. Also, he has walked up to me before. Thank you. I will respond to this one. It sounds like this ghost might be attached to your boyfriend if you only started seeing him after you started living with your boyfriend. Talk to your boyfriend about it and see if he was in any places he could pick the ghost up from. Has he messed with any Ouija boards or anything like that? Has he ever gone ghost hunting? Just kind of fill it out and talk to him about it. Just tell the ghost that he is not welcome there and that he needs to stop showing you himself because it is not nice and it scares you and he needs to go away. And you need to be firm about it. And if he still doesn't go away, say, I understand that we can live in harmonious together, but you need to stop walking up to me and staring at me like that every day. Just put your foot down. You can cleanse your house with sage. Just look up how to do it online. But you have to have real intentions towards it. You have to believe in it. You have to do it. And I hope that helps. You could also wear some black tourmaline or onyx or, a type of stone. I have them in my rings and my necklaces, and they just ward off evil spirits, and they help protect you a little bit. They help protect your energy. Those are my recommendations, and you can start by trying that. I hope that helps. All right, y'all, that is the end of the stories for today. I love y'all so much. I will see y'all next week. But until then, remember, it's scary out there. Please like and subscribe.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross